custom Lego minifigs. I have a whole bunch of parts over here that can be made into minifigs. I might actually raise it up so that you guys can see it a little bit better, but I'm gonna wait for a few more people to funnel on in, and yeah. Shoot. Alright, anyways, I'm going to be building anything that you guys recommend. So I'm gonna go make sure that I can watch this one live and mute that. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna wait for some more people to come on in. Just give it a second. And then when that does eventually start happening, I will start building the minifigs. I'm gonna raise it up by a brick or two. So if you just give me a second. To the one person that is watching right now, I just started this stream and I'm going to be building Lego World War II miniatures. So it should be pretty fun. I will show you guys the pieces and what I can build, but they are going to be custom, and I'm hoping they turn out alright. And if they do, I'll probably make a video with them. Again, I could just start it. I'm not sure though. Also, if it's something that I don't really know, I will probably Google it or search it up. So again, I will wait for a second. I can also show you this, which I just made a post about. This is a fig that I got at my local brick shop. I think it's Brickmania, but I am not entirely sure. Hello LeBron. Welcome to the stream. I'm building custom Lego World War II minifigs. So this isn't one that I built. This is one that I found at my local brick shop. It's got fully custom printed legs and a very nice looking torso. It's a really nice print, and it was only like 15 bucks or something. Not too bad. But I got that. And LeBron, my thinking here is that you guys can suggest World War II figs. Yeah, I think the Sailor's Hat is official Lego. They do mix and match that stuff. Hello, Crazy George. So, since there are a few more people, basically what I'm going to be doing is you guys are going to be recommending minifigs that I could make, Lego World War II, or just really any that are war related, because I have a whole bunch of pieces here, whole bunch of accessories and brick arms. So I got a few there, and feel free to put any in the chat and I will research them or just try to find them. Also, I apologize if you hear any background noise. That would happen to be my family watching Eagles game. Alright. So, you know what? I can also show you some of the pieces that I have right now. So I got a whole bunch of legs in here. I got more of my better legs up here. Whole bunch of torsos. Air Force or any pilot related. Shoot. I could probably manage that. So what I might be able to do here is I have this torso, which I believe is from a Lego Star Wars fig. And then I also have a backpack on this guy. No. Okay, so I could also give him some of these legs. And that's looking alright right now. I really like the torso on this guy. What's up, TRD Bricks? Right now, I am building Lego minifigs that you guys recommend. So, If you have any ideas, feel free to pop them down, and I'll see what I can do about it. But for this guy, I will also grab a headpiece. I don't think it really matters which one. Maybe just not any of the ones that I'm picking out. Or that one. Okay, so that could be a headpiece for that. Hello, Cool Kid VR. Hello, Little Krishy. Anything World War II. Yeah, if you want to think about that, I will create that, but shoot, I gotta find a helmet for this guy now. You know, that just kind of looks a little bit goofy right now. So I'm not sure about that. I could also give him a backpack, which could help out. That's how it's looking right now. Not the greatest, but wasn't really planning on too much modern stuff, so I don't have those pieces yet. That's how it's looking right now. First fig. Could also give him a little pistol or something if I can find one. Show you guys the pistols that I have. Either a pistol or like small arms. So I just gotta look and find that. Oh. Yeah, I do have quite a few in there. So I got a pistol for him. Not too bad. I feel like I could find a better helmet. I do have a tank driver's helmet, so I could compare those two. Now that looks pretty good. I kind of like that one, but that's more World War II. So I think I'm going to stick with this one. And that's going to be one minifig completed. So I'll place that guy down. Lil Krishy, if you have any recommendations, I can make them into a Lego World War II minifig. Or just any war minifig. I don't really have the pieces for like Lego City or something. So if you guys have any ideas, that would be great. I did get this piece today. It's like legs that I could use for a Vietnam War soldier, if need be. I really like that sailor one. Yeah, I got this one from my local brick shop, Andy's. Yeah, it's pretty good. The Peculiar, yes. This is Lego. And I am building custom Lego World War II minifigs, or just minifigs in general. But I honestly don't know where this one's from. I've been trying to look that up, but I think it might be Brickmania. Has a really cool leg piece, though. So again, if you guys have any recommendations, and I don't recognize it, I can just search that up, and I'll figure that out. But if you have any World War II ideas, that would be ideal, because I have a lot of pieces for that. TF2 Medic. Hold up. Shoot, I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure I have any white torsos, really. Huh. TF2 Medic. I don't really have any doctor's torsos. I don't have TF2 stuff. But I wish I could find one. But that would mean me looking around off camera for like a few minutes. Oh, thanks for the Air Force guy. Yeah, I'm probably going to post a video with all of these that I actually build. I'm sorry, the Peculiar. I don't think I can manage to make that one, but it was a great recommendation. Alright, so again, I might just show you guys the parts. Do a sniper, just like a World War II sniper, because I could do like a lot of snipers. Oh, you might be talking about the sniper from TF2. Okay. You know, I could probably... I wish I just had a red torso. I do have the hat for him. Look peculiar. I really don't have stuff for... Oh, not just any sniper? Okay, I can manage that. I could do like a World War II sniper, maybe. Or like a Vietnam War sniper. I forget what his name was, but it was like Carlos something. Anyways, this is going to be like the base for the fig, probably. That. And then I could give him a sniper. Do you think this sniper would work? It's a little bit huge for the scale, but it's probably accurate for the time period. Using parts from the Army Men toy store. You know, they do have those at my local brick shop, but I don't know. They're like bright green. 300 Lego minifigure parts. Yeah. I probably have around that many, but not enough for this one. Or Lego World War II. I don't have enough for that. But I can give him that head and shoot. Just a M1 pot helmet. You know, I have that one, which is printed, but that's like a general M1 pot helmet. Or I could do a plain one. So, Vietnam Grunt. Alright. That kind of fits with this one, too. Vietnam Grunt. Okay, so I have this sniper here. Do you think that looks good? I know the general helmet is a little bit far-fetched for a sniper, but... Major rank for World War II. Yeah, it does kind of look like a Vietnam Grunt. I guess I could combine the two. Major rank for World War II. So I guess like a U.S. major. Or are you talking about the helmet? Because I think that's a 3-star general helmet. You know, I think you're talking about the other one. Major for World War II. So if I'm going to do that one, I have this torso, which is a little bit discolored. I could probably find a different torso that would look a little bit better, but... You know what? I'm not going to do that. I am going to do that and this Indiana Jones torso. It would look exactly like a Vietnam. Okay. So I could combine the two and do that. And that should be the perfect Vietnam Grunt / sniper. So I got that one. And I'm also going to make an American soldier. Like that. And a helmet if I can find it. You know, I did have another one, which I don't think is a major, but it is like a captain helmet for one of these guys. Let me just pull them out right here. Alright, so I could do this. Could use cat bait to catch cat, dog bait. You could use cat bait. You know what? I'm feeling adventurous. Why not? You could use cat bait to catch dogs, dog bait to catch dogs, fish bait to catch fish, and deer bait to catch deer. What do you need to catch an eye master? Eye master. Alright, so we got the World War II major. It's kind of just a captain. I'm thinking about that riddle, but I don't know what an eye master is. I don't know. I can figure it out, but... Yep, that is the background noise I am talking about. Shoot, 1 second. You know, I am trying. Just need bait. I master. I master bait. Okay, you see, that is a funny one. That is a funny one. You see, you are a troll. You are a troll. I see what you're trying to do here. You know what? I'll keep you in for now, but how about we don't do any of those riddles? No, that's a funny one. You got me there. I'm gonna have to cut that out of the stream or something. You know what? I'll keep it in. Whatever. People have said way worse on this. Marsoc. Shoot. I could probably manage that. Alright. Use that as much as you want. Yeah. That's a funny one. I might actually try that one. Alright. Marsoc. I'm gonna Google that. 1 second. Images. Okay, so I would do that, but I don't have camo, so I'll see what I can work with here. I have that torso, which is like a sleeveless arm torso. Not too great, but I can work with it. And I can throw on these legs, which are alright. You know, I could throw on tan ones, but that would be a little bit plain. I gotta preserve my parts, though, I guess, so I'll throw that one on. And then I do have a camo vest, which might just save this one. So if I throw that one on, that's pretty good. And you know, that's not a good headpiece for that. That is also not a good headpiece for that. Shoot. Alright. As you can see, this is not the best way to hold all of this up. You know what? I'm just going to place this down. I really don't feel like doing that. Okay. You know what? I'll use that even though it is a double-sided head. So we got this headpiece. And I'll throw on another one. Okay, so we got that one, which is alright. Not the best for a Marsoc, but I think it's fine. I gotta get camo torsos. That's gonna be my next type of order. Now I just gotta pick out a weapon. I guess I'll show you guys. I can probably do like an M16 or something, or an M16 AGL. I think I have a few of those. 1 second. Huh. Okay. So I have an M27 IAR, which is gonna fit pretty well on this guy, I believe. You know, I've used the same thing for a lot of my modern soldiers, but I think it looks alright, especially when I don't have camo torsos, so that's gonna be the modern Marsoc Marine. And if you guys have any more questions about that, or any recommendations on what I should build, then that would be great. I have this last one. This is the last one that I have that's not on a minifig, which is okay, but I think I'm going to throw this helmet back on this guy and chuck him back over there. Okay. So I have these, which I can use for a LEGO World War II soldier. I'm going to throw that back in with my decent ones. And, you know, for this Marine guy, I do have a few better Vietnam torsos. Or, I mean, know what would be maybe go so good with Marsoc? Sorry, I cannot speak today. What would that happen to be? Again, I will keep a reminder, if it is modern, I do not have camo for it. So, just keep that in mind. Alright, so, again, if I don't know it, I will Google it. Shoot, every time I try to show the parts, I do get interrupted. But here we have a few different pieces and stuff like that. So we have all my World War II weapons, a whole bunch of World War II torsos. Then we have a whole bunch of hair pieces, and a whole bunch of head pieces, which I have a pretty good collection of. Then I have a whole bunch of head pieces. Most of them are double-sided, which is not great for some of these figs. Accessories, better legs, some vests, and some bodies. And then I have some modern weapons, some freebies. Shoot. Let me just place this down for a second. I left a Vietnam War soldier under there. Okay. So, then we have the freebies, a whole bunch of modern helmets, a few historical torsos and stuff like that, and some legs. So that one. Force Com? Because that's the one that's coming up. U.S. Army Command. It's like a U.S. General, I think you're trying to say. You know, I could probably attempt that. I'm just not sure how it's going to turn out. So I got this Indiana Jones torso that I could use as like a general's torso. It's alright, not the best, but then I could... Do I really not have a... You know, I do have green pants here. I'll have to rip them off of my Marine guys. So, you know what? If I keep this up, I'm just going to create an Indiana Jones. Yeah. Alright, so... You know, I'm going to go to images and just see. Oh, that is not at all what I'm going for, huh? Again, I do not have camo. So this is the best I'm going to be able to do. I just put a captain's helmet in here. Just have to find where I put that. 1 second. There it is. And then I'll find a headpiece that I think would fit. And for this guy, it's just like a standard military general. Again, I do not have camo. So, this is the best I'm going to be able to do with the parts that I have. But, I don't know. It's just a general fig, I guess. So, I could place him down there. I'm really not sure on some of these modern ones. It's a lot easier for me to do World War II or Cold War figs. But that's the best that I can do for that with the parts that I have. You know, I'm thinking about going until, maybe about 4. So I'll keep this up for like an hour. Hello, little Krishy. Welcome back, I guess. You know what? I did just rip this off of a Marine, so I might as well just throw it in. So if there are any Marine ones that you want me to build, then I can just try to create one of those. but I'll throw that in there with some of the torsos. And I will throw that in there. If I already have whatever you're recommending, then I might not do that, because if you say like American World War II infantry, I have so many of those that it's just like a waste of my time to build. So I'll try to build some of the more unique ones that you guys recommend. Can you do like a person on a horse? Like unmounted World War I cavalry or something? One of the best YouTubers along with JWB. Alright. Can you do like a person on a horse? Okay, so unmounted cavalry. You see, that could be along with like a lot of wars. But I do have a few World War I guys here that I can pick pieces off of. I have these guys, which I think are pretty cool. Most of them are from United Bricks and stuff like that. So I could take stuff from there. Or I could create like an early war French soldier, which could look interesting. You know, I'm really ill-prepared for this, huh? I do not have like red pants, which would go along with this to create a French soldier. Hello Liam, welcome back. You know what? I'd hate to do it, but I might have to run off and grab unique parts for that. Or I could just take out one of the figs and put them in there, which I feel like kind of defeats the whole purpose of this. Because I don't really have World War I stuff either. Alright. So I got this as a torso, and I can do a French World War I soldier, which is just going to be pretty basic. And I can just... his whole outfit's just going to be navy blue, which is fine, but just not too unique, I guess. Hey Liam. I think I have a kepi in here. Yep. So he kind of just looks like a Union soldier, but that's the best I can do as for a French guy. I might add like a backpack or something. It's just about the best I can do. So we have 6 figures so far, which is pretty good. So that's going to be the French unmounted cavalry. Again, best I can do with the pieces that I have. And I'll give him this technically fake label. Dream is to show us your Lego collection and bricks. Yeah, I will show you that stuff. I am planning on getting a few more parts in, and if you want to see a more in-depth showcase, I'd recommend you check that out. It's one of my lesser viewed videos, but this is all the madness. So I got like I've got 2 more tanks en route, so I've got 4 tanks right now. Whole bunch of minifigs. I've ripped apart a few of those. And I've also got a few support vehicles like scout car, jeep, and a truck right there. So I just have 1 artillery piece right now, looking to expand that, but that's basically it. And I also have this thing that I built last stream. I built a lot of mocks, but this one I built on stream with recommendations. So I like this one a lot. Pretty decent. I might actually use that to showcase some of the figs. You know what? That is quite the idea. I'm going to do that. Alright, so I'm going to take all these off and put them on this. So that guy's going to go there. This guy's going to go in front of him. Ah, shoot. Oh, there he is. Sorry, the guys just fell. Place him there. And I'm going to then place that guy, and that guy, and this guy. Okay. So we have all the custom figs right there. I will add more as this goes on. But then again, I do need recommendations. So feel free to give me those. I'm trying to figure out where I could best display this without it getting in my way. I don't want to go out too far. Okay. I'm going to move some stuff to the side and then kind of out of the recommendations. Alright, you can recommend it, but I might not be able to do it if it's out of the recommendations. Alright. 1 second. Okay. Then again, if you have any ideas on what I should build, then you can comment them. I'll tell you if I can do them. If I can't, then just have to deal with it, but what about a tank driver? Oh, I could definitely do that. So that's actually a really good recommendation. I have this like coat that I feel like would be perfect for one of those tank drivers. It's like a unofficial uniform. A lot of tank drivers wore that. Like I watched Fury and stuff like that. And I can grab those legs that I've been talking about. So it's looking like that right now. Could also be an aviator, but I don't really have to worry about the face. Could be double-sided. Or just any ones that I'm not picking up. Okay, so a face like that. Yeah, Fury is probably one of my favorite World War II movies, and it's one of the more historically accurate ones out there, too. And I'll grab that helmet that I was showing off a little bit earlier. So this would be my tank driver fig. I think it looks pretty good. So I might give him like a sidearm, if I can find one. Move this out of the way. You know what? No, because I can just go in here. So I have a few different sidearms here. 1 second. I wish I could just... No, it's not going to work. Okay, but I'm going to check in here for a sidearm. Just a pistol would probably work because they weren't too heavily armored other than the machine guns on their tanks. But got all that, so I'm going to place this guy right over there. And he can go right in front. Actually, you know what? I'll show you guys him on my custom tanks. Yeah. Whenever I go on streams and see all that crap, it's really... It kind of makes me lose my faith in society. Because, like, it's just... You're not even... Some people are just AFK on there, and they get thousands of people just watching them brainlessly. I try to keep my streams interesting, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes I have to cancel them. But this is how the tank drivers were looking. This is a custom-made tank that I have. Did a showcase on that, so I do try to listen to my viewers. Alright, so that's the tank driver next to a tank. Pretty good. And shoot. You know, my tablet is about to die, so that's fun. W. Alright. So, what would you guys want me to build next? We have a few other things that I can build. I am out of legs for the World War II guys, but I could always destruct some more of my minifigs. I already started it, so why not? But just recommendations would be appreciated, especially for Germans. If I could get some Germans or Australians. I was thinking about building an Australian. I do have a really good torso for him, but yeah. You've given me a lot of recommendations. But we do have a lot of pieces left. You know what? I am going to take one of my minifigs out of my collection. It's this guy. I gotta remember to put him back together. This is like a Bastogne Trooper. You know what? You are right. I think I'm gonna build an Australian. That's gonna be my plan. But for this guy, I'm going to put this on. You know what? For the Major, I'm gonna give him an upgrade. I'm gonna keep the helmet and all that, but then I'm gonna replace him with a few different parts. So we got, one second. So we got this as the base body. This is from the fig that I just destroyed. So I'm trying to keep him a little bit more unique still. So we got that, and I'm going to throw a scarf on and the old helmet that I used for this guy, so I can keep him somewhat the same. Okay, so we have a new American Major, which I think fits a lot better. And I am now going to build an Australian soldier, which should look pretty good. So I did have a torso in mind for this guy. It's an American Doughboy torso, World War I American Doughboy torso. But I think it's pretty good looking. So I'm going to throw this on for the Australian. Then I have a backpack piece that would be ideal. Honestly, I could buy... did he build those tanks? No. For most of them. This one I did build myself. But the rest of them I built. This one was from instructions on Bricklink. It's a very cool kit. I forget who made it. I think I made a shout out at some point. But it's a very cool kit. I like this kit. But the rest of them that I have over here are all kits, other than that artillery piece that I just showed you. Alright, so I got this guy, and I'm going to throw on a hat like this. So that's going to be the Australian soldier that I have. And I'm going to give him an SMLE rifle, if I can find that. Huh. 1 second. Here it is. Okay. So this is the Australian soldier that I have. The hat just fell off. 1 second. So this is one of the Australians. Pretty decent, I think. I don't have like the light bluish torsos that you see in the early war, but I think it's pretty good. I'm going to throw him on there. You know what? I'll throw him next to the tank driver. Like I said, I will make a video with all of these probably later in the week at some point. That is a long name, but welcome. Okay, so right now we have 8 minifigs. We got the American, we got the Marsoc, or I forget what you'd call that, but he looks alright. Not the best. Then we got a Vietnam sniper, Sir Bones. Okay. But then we also have a French World War I unmounted cavalry. Not too fond of that one either. I like the pilot. I kind of like the Marsoc. It's the best I could do. I gotta say, I think my favorite right now are these two. The Australian and the American tanker. But, again, I'm open to all comments. Well, not all comments. I'm open to all recommendations. So if you guys have any more recommendations, then that would be great. Okay, so got a whole bunch of pieces left. Trying to figure out what else I can do for this. Remember, any recommendation does help when I'm trying to build this stuff, so. I also like unique recommendations, so. Yeah, you had some great ideas. A lot of the modern ones. I think, shoot. TRD Bricks recommended the Vietnam, which I was already building your sniper for. But you recommended most of the other ones, so I appreciate that. And, okay, so I also might just put up a poll to, you know what, there's one person watching, who am I kidding? But at some point, I'm going to put up a poll on my channel about what tank you want me to build on my next stream. So I got a few different ones that could be built. I have the Panzer 1 incoming and another one, which I believe is the Panzer 38T. Do you have a German Lego minifig? Yes, I do. I have like a whole section of Germans over here. So I can still build one, but it would just be a little bit like the same. I think I have an idea of a tank. The tank? Alright, I'd love to hear that idea. This was kind of an experiment in tank building. I'm not really a tank builder, but I'm pretty proud of that one. So, probably one of my best works that I've built. Tiger tank. You know, that would be a rough one for me to build, just because of how huge it is compared to all the other tanks. I like buying smaller ones that would fit into my mocks and stop motions better. But I have been thinking about making it. A few other people have recommended that to me. So, Italian World War I and World War II. So like a tankette. Thoughts on the Lada car? I don't know what that is. I don't really have thoughts on the Lada car. Yeah, plus with camo too, it would be tough. I have been looking at a few that I could buy, but they are all rather expensive because they're custom German vehicles. For some reason, all the German vehicles seem a lot more expensive than the other ones. I don't know if that's just like because they're more premium kits or something, but except for JD Bricks, most of them look a lot more premium or look like they would be a little bit more costly. You know, I just threw a helmet back in here, which is a netted pot helm. So I think I'm going to throw that back on the Vietnam soldier. Yeah. They're really cool tanks. I just don't know if I'd want to build one myself necessarily. But for the Vietnam soldier guy, I added a potted helmet. I will probably get some Mitchell camo helmets or even just some like really high quality Vietnam War soldiers, because I feel like that would be a really great addition to my collection. Anyways, any new ideas, which is rather unlikely because there's only 2. But these are pretty good for right now. We still got like 15 minutes left, so I'm looking to get like 2 or 3 more out if I can. I am kind of ripping through my collection of Allied soldiers, though, to get all these different parts. Alright. You know what? If there are no more ideas, I'll probably just try to come up with one. I'm really not sure what else to build. We have a few really unique ones that are in here. You know, I'm going to move these guys over so that I can move those back in, show a few more. But ideas would be appreciated for what figs I could build. You know, I could also build a tank. Yeah. Your idea of building a tank... Airplanes. Yeah, you know, I might buy that, but I forget what it's called, but there's like an Italian tankette, which I'm thinking about buying. I don't know if I can make it, though. That's like a really small scale, and a lot of them would have to have a lot of detail. Alright. So, again, background noise. Sorry about that. You know, I might end this a little bit early if we don't have too many new ideas, but I will make a video and probably post it on like Wednesday or something, where I just show off all of these. Alright, so 8 figs is what we're at right now. Hasn't really changed. My favorite still being this Australian. I haven't really made any of them, but I think he looks pretty good, especially for a custom build on a live stream. Alright. You know, this was a good stream. I'm not sure I could tell you where I am, but I made these myself out of pieces from my parts collection, all of that stuff. And I am trying to get some new ideas for what to build, but all of my viewers are kind of out of ideas right now. So, NCO from Peck. Let me just search that up. Ah, shoot. NCO from Peck. Oh, it's like a North Africa campaign. Like a Pakistan soldier or like Pakistani. Okay. Non-commissioned officer, Pakistan. That is kind of interesting. There's like a dress rank. No, that is the wrong thing. Alright. So I see what you're trying to... I get what you're trying to do, but... really like the tank. Oh, shoot. I didn't really see your comment. Thank you. Yes, I designed this one myself. Pretty nice tank. But... yeah, I'm not sure I can actually make that one because, as I've said before, I really gotta ramp up my... You know what? I could make a World War II one. That's what I'm gonna do. Which is kind of just gonna look like an American one, but if that's all I can do, it's all I can do. I can't really do anything about that. Navy officer or Navy soldier? I had pieces for that. I did. Let me just check. I mean, I do kind of have one right here, but oh, okay. So a World War II Pakistani soldier. Yeah, I'm not sure I would be able to do a naval officer or whatever, but I do have one right here, which is from my local brick shop. So I hope that suffices. And I'll give him a little holster, I guess. I'm not really too fond of it, but it's all that I can really do right now. And I might have a helmet up in here for this guy, but I am not entirely sure. So I'm pretty sure it's like a side cap for this guy, which is gonna be unique. Huh. Okay, so I'm not really finding the side cap I've been looking for, which is alright, I guess. I might have to give him a weirdish helmet. You know, he's gonna look like a British officer, but whatever. It's the best I can do. Shoot. You know, I could also do this headpiece, which would make him look a little bit different, I guess. I just have to find hands for it, but or else he'd look really sunburnt. I built all these soldiers on stream, as I think I said before, but alright, I think I'm just gonna give him a regular head because I really don't think I have the hands for that guy. It's not really discernible that he's a Pakistani soldier, but you know, it's my best effort, I guess. And oh shoot. Well, that's great. The hat fell off of the guy. What's up, RTW? You really keep coming at the wrong times. I got like 5 more minutes in this thing. Alright, I'll throw him on there. And that's our Pakistani soldier. Oh, I have a lot of them for the soldiers. That's for my World War II ones. And I have a few other ones over here for my modern soldiers. Okay, so for this guy, basic, but it's the best I can do. Yes, I do have a lot of brick arms. That's really the only thing I get. I don't get any of the fake stuff or too much of the fake stuff. If I do, I try to keep them separate. Oberg Fritter. Okay. Oberg. Okay, I'm trying to see how I spell that. Okay. Huh. Alright. So, I do have a few torsos with that, like, armband. Hold up. I'll grab him out of here. I think this is him. No, wrong one. Shoot, sorry, I'm kind of just grabbing stuff from air. Do you have pieces to build those Vickers-style machine guns? Vickers, no, I do not have. I'll probably buy them from Brickmania. Jeez, this guy's not coming out. Okay, so I got the torso here for that Obergefrieter. So I will try to work on him. See how that works out. You know, I'm really just going to take the body off of this guy because it's just going to... and the legs. So that's going to be this guy. And I could add like a scarf or something. That would make him a little bit more unique. So throw that on. Shoot. Okay. And when I'm done with this, I will have 10 fully finished soldiers. And I think I'm going to stop it there then. And that is family again. Don't catch a break around here, huh? Anyways. Vietnam boys. Yes, I do. I will show you. I got this guy, which is a Vietnam grunt / sniper. So we got all that. And I have this German soldier, which I think I'm going to give a G43. And I think that's going to be it, basically. So I got a whole bunch of very nice looking minifigs. And I think that's pretty good for now. So I guess I'll go through them in the last few minutes of the stream. But we have an American major. It's not a major, but it's the best I could do. Then we have a NCO / no, not an NCO. It's a military general. Then we have a Vietnam soldier / grunt. One more. Okay. Make it quick because I'm going to end this at 4. And we have a Pakistani World War II soldier. Then we have a French cavalry, French unmounted cavalry. Oh, that is a weird name. Pilot, Marsoc. Then we have an American tank driver, an Australian infantry, and a German soldier. You know, I'm gonna have to go past that time limit that I set in place. Just for you, LeBron. Whatever. Twa. I am not even gonna try to pronounce that. Cat. Twacat. Are you sure that's spelled right? Takata Katodal. Okay. I do not think that's what you mean. Tia Kate cattle. Huh. You see, I don't think I'll be able to find that, sadly. Mexico Army. Okay. I guess that's their unique name or something, but where's their uniform? Look, you do keep recommending stuff that has camo in it. You know, next time I do one of these streams, I will have camo just for you. But I'll show you guys right now. They do have a camo. So I'm not sure what I can do about that, but oh shoot. No, that's fine. That's my fault. I really should stop trying to do that. But we have all of this, and I will make a video about this probably on Wednesday of this week. I do got to spread out my content so that I don't post too much. But hopefully by next week I will have 2 tanks that I can build on stream and make reviews about. So I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you, LeBron, for staying tuned the whole time, and thank you everybody who joined. I really appreciate it. And goodbye. See you on the next stream if you do choose to be there.